Hi, my name is Dale Maley. I'd like to tell you about a recent project I just finished up, which is actually pretty interesting. Now, a little background on this project. In 1976, our local Fairbury, Illinois Blade newspaper was mailed out to a subscriber in California. And the former resident of Fairbury out in California, he folded and stored it until August of 2019. By that point, he had passed away, and one of his descendants hand-carried the old newspapers on a plane from California to Chicago and then drove down to Fairbury. The descendant handed them to me and donated them to the Fairbury Echoes Museum. So these were originally printed in the 1976 Blade newspaper, and they were reprints of some very colorful 1890 and 1900 Fairbury Fair posters. Now this photograph shows how I received the old newspaper. You can see on the left-hand side it had a really bad crinkle going down the whole page. And that's how I got it in August of 2019 in Fairbury. So the problem I was facing was, because these old newspapers have been folded for 43 years in storage, how do I get rid of the creases and then be able to digitally scan them or digitally photograph them? Then I remembered back in the early 1980s, I was learning woodworking, and I made quite a few picture frames and then framed items in them. And I would put a dust cover on the back of the frame. I didn't have much money in those days, so I actually used a brown paper sack from Dave's grocery store in Fairbury, and I cut out a piece the right size to fit on the back of the frame. Then I glued it on the back, which was wood, using Elmer's glue, and I let it dry. Then when I gently wetted the brown paper using a wet rag, and I found out when it dried, it shrank and eventually made the brown paper drum tight. It was just like magic how he was able to take that brown paper sack and with a little bit of water on it and dry it, it would shrink, and boy, it really got taut. So could I use the same approach on the old newspaper to get those old crinkles out? So back in the early 80s, I really didn't understand why this worked. So I asked my AI perplexity program, why does it work? And as you can see, it comes back and says, wetting the brown paper works because the paper fibers swell. When they absorb water, then contract as they dry, and this shrinkage pulls the sheet tight like a drum head. As the fibers take up moisture, the sheet relaxes and can sag slightly, but once the water evaporates, the fibers realign and shorten in both length and width, creating in-plane shrinkage that tensions the whole sheet. Then it says if you glue it around the outside and the edges become restrained while the center is free to move, the only way the sheet can shorten up is by pulling itself taut. Here's a photograph I saved from back in 2019 when I did this. I made a temporary wood frame using common 1x4 pine boards. I used Craig pocket screws to hold the corners together. Then I glued the old newspaper to the wood frame using white Elmer's glue. I let it dry and the wrinkle starts to decrease. So I kept repeating the cycle of wetting and drying until the creases were completely gone. So here's a picture of the equipment I used back in 2019. So I had a damp rag shown on the left, and then to make it dry quicker I had a hairdryer. But it's hard to get the rag close to the edges of the wood frame, so I got a little green cup full of water. I used an artist brush to very carefully wet those inner areas next to the wood frame. And you can see my white Elmer's glue. Once I got the old newspaper stretched as tight as I could, I still had to go into those creases, and I used a digital camera and took photos of the old poster. And then I took the digital photo into Microsoft Paint and I touched up those crease areas. I know I copied some good areas over to the bad area of the crease, and I used a little spray bottle in there too to do a little coloring. Here's a photograph showing the very stretched or folded old newspapers I got on the left hand side. Then after I stretched it on the wood frame and did some digital touch-up, you can see it on the right. It's pretty much perfect on the right-hand side. So back in 2019, I printed out a new copy of the old 1890 poster. I made a red oak frame as shown in the photo. It hung it in the Fairbury Echoes Museum in 2019 and is still hanging there today in 2026. Now roll the time clock forwards from 2019 up to today, 2026, and this year's the 150th anniversary of the Fairbury Fair. So I've been asked to set up 2 temporary museum exhibits or displays, one at the museum and one at the fairgrounds itself. I got to wondering, could AI program Photar.com, could that AI program colorize this neat old poster? To be quite honest, I had low expectations in terms of being able to colorize the old image. And primarily I was thinking, okay, I'm starting with an 1890 hand-drawn illustration. I'm not starting with an 1890 black and white photograph. So maybe this won't even work to try to colorize it. So the question is, did it work or not? I was in total shock at how wonderful Photar.com did colorizing that old 1890 poster. As you can see on the left, the horses are just gorgeous. Everything else looks great. So I was really happy. Now, I'm a retired mechanical engineer, not an AI software engineer. So I asked my AI program Perplexity, I said, why did this work? I really didn't expect it to work only having an illustration. And Perplexity came back and said, well, Photar is designed to work on any grayscale image, not just photographs. So when I fed it the hand-drawn 1890 Fairbury Fair poster, it treated the line work and shading like a black and white photo and inferred plausible colors for each region using its trained AI model. The system looks at shapes, contrast, and context to guess where objects, text panels, and background areas begin and end. Then assigns harmonious hues and shading that mimic vintage printing inks, which is why you ended up with such a rich poster-like result instead of something that feels like a tinted snapshot. So some closing thoughts on this project. You have to remember old newspaper is very thin paper, so you really got to take great care when you're damping it. And then I also dampened it on the back side of the newspaper because I was afraid if I dampened it on the front, the ink used for the illustration might run from the water. Now my method is probably not approved by professional museum restoration professionals, but it's low cost and it worked. The resultant digital image can be saved forever. Hopefully I can make as many paper prints as I want. So in summary, this video explains how I was able to preserve some old newspaper images. I hope it helps you in your projects. I hope you enjoyed the video, and please subscribe. Thank you.